Hey, I'm Tucker.
And I'm Sophie, and we're
Sophie
Sofi Tukker,
Tukker.
and we're here chatting with Milky.
First of all, congratulations on the great new body of work, Wet Tennis. So fun. The record is kind of like a celebration of joy and feeling alive and really heralds positivity. How important was it for you guys to present that lighter side on the record, after quite a heavy 2 years?
Yeah, it was really important to us. I mean, frankly, we wrote a lot of music that wasn't that. And we intentionally did not include a lot of those songs on the album because we really wanted the whole album. We wanted, obviously, it to be honest and raw. And so there definitely are some songs that nod to some really difficult times, but all in all, I think when you listen through the album, it makes me definitely feel optimistic and joyful and bright, and that was definitely by design.
I definitely agree. And I love the acronym, when everyone tries to evolve, nothing negative is safe. Could you kind of unpack that and how it feeds into the conceptual nature of the record?
When we were making this record, most of it was during the pandemic when we were stuck at home and we were live streaming DJ sets every day. And this community around the DJ sets kind of built, and it was really inspiring to us. And we basically felt like all these people around the world who were stuck at home, who a lot of people had lost their jobs, some had lost family members and friends, and we were going through this thing together. And instead of basically letting it crush their spirit completely, they chose to build something and to be a part of something and to evolve. And same with us. We had our whole tour 2 years of touring completely canceled in a day, and we chose to evolve and figure it out and do something a little different. And I think all those people sort of choosing positivity over being just sad and depressed all the time was really inspiring to us. And I think that's a big part of the meaning of the album.
Yeah, it's so lovely. And so, it's kind of 2-3 years in the making. How do you think the album evolved throughout that process? Kind of like you mentioned, there were the live streams and, your community and fans were kind of giving feedback on what you'd show them as well.
Yeah, it evolved a lot. I mean, we kept thinking that we'd have a finished album, and then we would listen through it and be like, oh, it really is missing a certain flavor to kind of round it out. And I mean, it really did take us 3 years, I think, to create something that felt like it told exactly the story that we wanted to tell. And in part, it definitely was, we had the live streams. And so we would make a song, we'd be in the studio, then we'd go to the live stream, we'd test it out, and people would react to it and we would react to it. And then we'd go back in the studio and be like, okay, energy kind of got low at this point. Let's work on this moment. Or people didn't really resonate with this lyric, but and we would play with it, and we did polls, and we really tried to engage people in the process and not just in the finished product.
Yeah,
and yeah, that was a huge part of the creation process.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And so the visuals, at least all the ones I've seen so far, I love them. They're so awesome. How did you guys arrive at the visual identity for Wet Tennis?
I think part of the whole idea of Wet Tennis was also to flip tennis and sort of the traditional aspect and the exclusive piece of it. So we wanted to make it really colorful because you can only wear white to play tennis at a bunch of country clubs, and that's kind of the history of the exclusivity. And we wanted it to feel inclusive and colorful. And then we also just always love being colorful and are really inspired by color. It's kind of one of our biggest, I think, inspirations. That was sort of part of the whole idea the whole time. And then to actually we really wanted to make the outfits in real life of sort of that whole idea. So then we did with our friend Johnny Wujek, who's this amazing costume designer and stylist. We created the actual looks and sort of built the whole world around the color scheme and the ombre of those outfits that we made together.
And so what's been your guys' favorite visual for the album so far?
Probably so far the Cocky video. It's so fashion focused and it's so fun and wet. I am literally masturbating with a guitar on the top of a mountain, which is my absolute dream come true. So Yeah.
And so if you guys had to pick 3 songs off the album to play to someone who had like never heard your music to make them like an instant diehard fan, which 3 songs would you pick?
Summer in New York, Larry Bird, and
Don't look at me. He's asking you.
oh, you're gonna give a different answer?
I don't know, but yeah.
And What a Wonderful World.
Nice. What about you, Tuck?
Curveball.
I would say Summer in New York as well. I would say Original Sin. And I would say Larry Bird probably also.
Yeah, love it. Back it. Is there like a particular like line or lyric that you guys find will get stuck in your head more often than not? Like it's the one that's always just like humming around up there.
I mean, we've heard these songs so many
All of
times
them.
that they all get stuck in our head all the times. I'd be way more curious if someone like you who hasn't heard it as much, has anything get stuck in your head.
Mine was the like hook on Sun Came Up.
Oh,
Like stuck in my head for quite a few days.
cool.
Yeah.
When the sun came up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have to say there's a moment. It's in the bridge of Hold.
Mhm.
And it's like 75% of the way through the track. And it's my vocal and Adam, who's the singer from the band Boys, vocal. And they're like very choral and kind of overlapping and harmonizing. And I don't know, maybe it's not even about the lyrics, but even those lyrics I actually do return to, like,
Yeah.
I hold me, I wrap around my body with my arms, my feet. I just love that moment of the album.
Yeah, I love it. So you guys are heading to Australia this July for some headline shows and set at Splendid in the Grass. What do you guys have in store for your Australian audiences?
A brand new wet tennis show that we've been designing right now. We're going to start touring it mid-May, and that'll be the first time we take it anywhere overseas. So we are very, very excited. We haven't been back in so long. I mean, it's been crazy. So it feels really exciting. I mean, totally new, exciting show after years in one of our favorite places.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better. Playing Splendor for the first time.
Can't wait. And so how have you guys gone about like crafting, a set that captures the album and creates a connection with your audience?
Well, the whole thing is going to be like a game between me and Tucker, and
Like a match.
like a match.
That's awesome.
So there's a scoreboard and there's a court, and we've got games to play and points to give, and it's going to be very fun.
They're so all over the place because Sophie's grew up as a jazz, like bossa nova person, and I come from, I don't know, house and punk and rap and stuff. So
I would say the influences that probably subconsciously are just like so in my brain because it's all my parents listen to is Buena Vista Social Club and Nora Jones.
Yeah, nice.
Literally not me at all. Mine were probably, I know I listened to a lot of like chic growing up, like disco, and feel like The House of the Rising Sun by the Animals, that version. I just always remember my dad singing it, and the like iconic guitar part has probably made its way into our music somehow.
Stromae and Calvin Harris.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, either Feist Medals or João Gilberto Voice e Violão.
Probably 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
How about
Not really inspired my music, but goddamn, that's a good album.
James Bond, Please Use Cocky.
Existing film that like already happened.
Yeah, James Bond is existing.
Any James Bond movie. Yeah,
whatever.
Okay, I would say
Like in the sexiest possible scene. Miley Cyrus. James Taylor, Fire and Rain.
Mine was House of the Rising Sun, the Animals. Backstreet Boys.
Avril Lavigne.
Sophie
Stromae.
Tucker.
But
Big Willie style on tape, Will Smith. Pre-slap.
I don't know the first one. It could have been Avril Lavigne, I guess.
my first one was Avril Lavigne, actually.
Wow.
The other
I
day.
love that. Let's go with Avril Lavigne and
Yeah.
be twins.
Love it. So it's funny you said Backstreet Boys earlier, because would you rather be a Spice Girl or a Backstreet Boy?
Spice Girl.
Honestly,
come on.
Spice Girl.
Yeah.
Have you
What would
seen
your
the tour bus that they toured in on their movie?
what would your Spice nickname be if you had to come up with one?
Well, I'd be married to Posh, but I was so in love with her. It is insane. I had real true feelings for Victoria. Mine would be, we should make each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not going to just say Tucker Spice because it's boring.
Why would you say Tucker Spice? It's not a spice. All right, Sophie would be, she'd be like Yoga Spice.
Tucker would be Color Spice.
Sick.
I would
Which one are you going
say,
to go with?
I'll go with, we had just headlined Cross Festival in San Diego recently and tried a lot of new things, played some new songs from the album and had like dancers and stuff in like a funny new way. And we know it's just a lot of firsts and also headlining a major festival. It was really special.
Yeah.
I think Madonna, maybe.
Yeah.
Because like almost all the pop stars of our lifetime, I think have been kind of trying to recreate Madonna. Like I think Gaga did that, Dua Lipa's doing, like in a good way. I love all them, but like, you know, and there's probably people before Madonna who she was kind of replicating, but I guess I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Make sure you get rest.
Good one.
Yeah, mine would be
I think it's
do
gonna be busy.
your damn physiotherapy and don't fuck around.
Mine would also be Sophie, do your damn physical therapy.
I had several of these moments, but I was watching Feist play at the House of Blues in Boston. And
You changed your story.
What?
It wasn't Feist.
Yeah, it was.
You've told this story before and you've said it was the girl who
What?
sings with Wildfire, who sings with Subtract. What's her name? Lil Dragon. You've told me this story and it was Lil Dragon.
I had a similar experience then.
At House of Blues in Boston.
No, that was in Terminal 5 in New York.
You've told this story with them. You told it.
Tucker literally is not my memory.
You told it.
Little Dragon at Terminal 5 also is super inspiring. But I was watching Feist in college in Boston, and I just felt so inspired. I think this is the best art is when somebody makes you want to create your own art. And I was just like, I want to do that. That looks so fun. And, you know, just like watching her just like have so much fun and
What year
rock
in
the
college?
electric guitar. What?
What year in college?
I must have been sophomore or junior.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so inspiring.
For me, it was when I got sick and couldn't play basketball anymore. I quickly just said, fuck it. I'm gonna make music.